Hello, welcome back to our channel, Virginia Cryptid and Paranormal Research. Tonight I'm going to upload a video, well, when I get it together here, on two things that happened, one thing in 2024 and here recently in October 2025 where Melissa's hair got manipulated. And I'll let her tell a little bit about that. We have two cameras set up in our... Sorry about that, that's the phones. We have two cameras set up in our house primarily for monitoring the dogs when we're away from home. Make sure they're not doing anything they ain't supposed to be and whatnot, but they're not high value cameras. They're basically low quality. I mean, the quality's okay, but it's not your top of the line. It's cheap equipment, but it did capture a couple of things. With my mindset, I want evidence as much as possible, video evidence. I listen to stories. Well, we listen to stories when people have their encounters and stuff like that. Take them for what they are. You can't disprove them or not disprove them. We want to get out and do our own research, which we started getting into here the last few years. Whether it's cryptid stuff, to try to find answers, or anything on the paranormal. Now, we grew up with a lot of paranormal stuff over the years. Things have happened in the house that we live in, with her hair being pulled a couple of times or manipulated. And fortunately, we got these two incidents on camera. Most things happen when you're not expecting it. We weren't expecting this, and if we didn't have these cameras set up, we wouldn't have caught it. The first time, I already had this video posted one time. You can go back and look at it more, but I'm going to redo it. Where she had her hair pulled back in February 16th, 2024 at 6:22 p.m. in the evening. And I had trouble believing her at first, but I'll let her tell her story and then what transpired after that. And I'm going to put the videos on here shortly to where you can draw your own conclusions on what took place. Go ahead, that first incident where you were sitting here at the table.
Okay, it was February 16th, 2024, again at 6:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was sitting here at the dining room table. David was over here at the computer. And we were waiting for a podcast to start with one of our friends. And I was sitting there. Both of our dogs were relaxing. Luna was walking around a little bit, but she was fine. She's our German Shepherd. She was kind of a pup at the time. And all of a sudden, I felt like my hair had gotten touched. And I let David know. I immediately got cold chills. But I let David know, I just got touched. Something just messed with my hair. Of course, you'll see it in the video that he's going to repost onto YouTube later on. But I'm looking around. I don't see any bugs. I don't see anything like that to make any sense of what had happened. But I knew in my mind something had definitely happened, that I had been touched. My hair had been messed with. And
when you watch the video, her hair came up like this. So pay attention to that part of the video.
But he's going to show a slowed down version where you could, on the regular video, I don't think you can see it real well, but you'll see what looks like a white light type of a ball that it comes this way.
Some people may,
and it kind of disappears into my hair, it feels like. So I don't know if it went in me, but that's when I started getting the cold chills. And then my hair went up. But when he slowed down the video, you could also see that this area had been messed with too. My guess is when it was going in there, into my hair. And the next morning, it just kept bothering me because he didn't believe me. And so I went to try to pull the SD card myself. He's seen me, and he pulled it and put it into the computer. I started looking through the footage for the time frame that I knew it had happened, and then I found it. I was able to locate that video, and he looked at it. And he agreed then that there was something there. That's when he started trying to bring the video image in a little bit closer and starting to slow it down a little bit and then you could really see what had happened. But he's going to post the regular video, and then he's going to post the version where he slowed things down and moved it in a little bit closer so you can see it better and get a better understanding of what happened.
That's the way my mind works. I'm analytical about things. I want answers. I'm not going to jump down the rabbit hole to where everything's going to be concrete just because you hear it. When I pulled the video, I did see what she was talking about. Or you can see her hair being pulled up on the left-hand side. You can see that ball of light where it manifested right about here. It went towards the right side of her head, disappears. You didn't see it exit. You didn't see any bugs flying around, and they'd have to be a pretty good sized bug to be able to manipulate her hair the way it would have been. If it was that big, with the lights in the living room stuff, it would have continued to reflect as it was flying around. None of that happened. But anyway, we'd like to get your all's opinion on it. This is the first time it happened, February of 2024. And we're going to jump right into that, and then we're going to get to the second thing that just happened here recently. So take a look, then we'll jump back in here in a second.
Yeah, something just fucked with my hair.
Oh, get out of here.
No, I'm dead serious.
There's one more district tournament. Like no other. Schools off President's Day. That's what
All right, we're back. The second thing that happened was in October 2025 of this year. And I had to take some notes here so I didn't get things jumbled up. It's about 8 p.m. in the evening. Melissa was at the computer this time. I was over by the TV, looking at the TV for some reason. And something manipulated her hair to where when you watch closely, you'll see her hair shift a little bit. And we caught it with the camera over here. That's by the little fireplace that we have. When you watch the video, you will see how she responds to that. And at this time, I had no idea anything was going on. So you can go ahead and tell them what you experienced that evening.
Okay. This was actually the third incident, but this is only the second incident that was captured on camera. The incident in between occurred about a month earlier in like September, end of August, first part of September is when the second incident actually occurred. And we weren't able to capture that on video. I reviewed the footage, and just as it would have happened, my hair would have been messed with because I was sitting in the recliner at that time. And when that happened, David stepped in front of the camera. He didn't know. He stepped in front of the camera, so we weren't able to capture it. But this second incident occurred October 25th of this year.
Third.
October 3rd?
No, the third incident.
Yeah, the third incident occurred. This was captured on camera. It was October 25th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. I had gotten out of the shower and my hair was wet. I had combed my hair and I came out here and sat on the computer on the desktop to go on Facebook like everybody does. And I'd been there for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden I just felt a little bit of fluff in my hair, and I knew I hadn't moved my head. And I told David that I had just been touched. My hair was just touched again. And I don't know if he heard me or not. He didn't immediately respond, if I recall. But I believe then at that point in time, I asked if that was you that touched my hair, can you touch it again? Well, at that point, nothing happened, unless you want to correlate with the camera doing its thing.
I'll do that here in a second.
But again, I got goosebumps. I got cold chills. You know, feel like the hair on the back of your neck stands up at the point of where you're being touched. That's where you feel it. It kind of like zips in that area. But that's pretty much what happened in that.
Yeah, with that video there, when she told me about it, when we pulled the SD card to download so I can take a look at it, I apologize in advance because she's sitting at the computer in her grandma pajama mama outfit and whatnot. So she's all comfy and relaxed and stuff like that, whatever. So I apologize for what she's dressed in. It's nothing derogatory. But anyway,
I was comfortable. I was at home, wasn't going anywhere.
you're going to see the original video, the part where it actually happened, and then I will also cut it to where I zoom in to where you can see what transpired. But in the original, you will see, if you watch the right side of her hair, you will see where it shifts a little bit. Nothing else in the video shifts where it could have been a glitch in the video. It's on this part of her hair, and you can see it slightly shift going from front to back. You could see her reaction to where a few seconds later she raises her hand to be able to look around and stuff to see what might have been transpiring at that point in time, but you could definitely tell she felt something right after that shifting of her hair. A few seconds after her hair was shifted, when you're watching the video, the image itself will, like something interfered with it, it will shift. And to me, it looked like it could have been from right to left, or it may have just been the entire video just had a shift to it, and then it blinks out for a second, then it comes back on. It happens that quick. But you can see the shifting of the video, the entire video, and then it blinks and comes back on. And that's different from just this part of her hair being shifted. Her hair was shifted, she felt it, she responded to it. While she's looking around, you can see the image shift over along with the it blinking out and coming back on. She did ask for a second time if they could do it again, if something touched her hair, but nothing transpired for a second time after that. But again, I'll show you the original as it happens, and then I will do some cut scenes in it where I'll blow it up to where you can watch it yourself. Now, I can't do that with the image shifting because it's the entire image that shifts. So that would be focused only on her hair being manipulated to the way it was. And when you're watching her hair being manipulated, or whatever made her hair shift, nothing else in the video shifts. So pay attention to that. Everything was just as normal as it could be, except for that one part of her hair. And it's not a small part. It's like if you took your hand and slightly shifted, just barely. Enough for her to feel it. She did respond to it. So take a look at this. Give us your input on what you might think it is. I find it interesting. And then we'll be back with you here in a second.
You just touched my hair. Can you touch it again?
Okay, we're back. Give us your thoughts on that and what you think about it. I'm always wanting concrete evidence when I go out and try to find things. And it seems like when you find something, one question leads into more questions. These two situations where hair was manipulated here in the house did happen. We got it on video. Nothing seems demonic. Nothing seems out of the ordinary as far as, your hair always standing up on the back of your neck here in the house. We have had other things happen. Unfortunately, nothing was caught on video. We've only had these cameras now. Well, we got them when Luna was just a pup.
So they're not even
and
3 years old yet.
Well, Luna just turned 3 here in this past December. So we've had these cameras now for 3 years. But the first incident happened in 2024. Second incident happened at the end of 2025. Take a look at them. See what you think about it. I don't have concrete answers on what happened. It could be something paranormal. I'm leaning towards it can be because of the way things transpired. And I'm going to throw in another scene real quick after this 2025 incident. My expressions of how I interacted with her, which I thought was kind of funny after I reviewed it. You just have to take a look at it. It won't be about a few seconds long.
Something did this with my hair. And when I asked it to do it again, while you're listening to that shit, I suddenly got a cold chill. I know, I'm just saying.
Alright,
Unless my hair shifted,
But then again, after I gave her the looks that I did, the way I looked at her, went back and reviewed the video, and I'd be doggone if we didn't have another incident where her hair was manipulated. I don't know who or what's causing it. Hopefully we'll catch some more stuff here in the future. And again, if we do, we'll post it. But I just wanted to re-highlight the one in 2024 to emphasize again what happened in 2025 with her hair being manipulated. Nothing's happened to me like that here. Everything seems to be centered around her for some reason. I don't know why that is. She has a tendency to think maybe it was her family member. She wanted to know what to bring up. I'm going to go ahead and let her bring it up. But when her grandmother passed away a few years ago, prior to these things that happened, she had the ashes here at the house for a while. But now I will say, I can't say that could be part of it, because before that, other stuff has happened here in the house. So you really can't point at one thing or another to say, yeah, that's it, or that's it, or that's it. All we can do is assume, continue our investigations, and see what comes up. And we'll keep people informed the best we can with what we come up with. We're now into 2026. We got some campouts coming up here this next year. And I'm thinking about maybe doing a recap on our last couple of campouts in 2025, because we had some strange things happen during the campouts on that time frame. But I'll give more thought on that, just to put everything in a nutshell on the campouts that we had. But I wanted this video here to focus on what transpired with our hair being shifted. As William Nighthawk, one of our good friends, always says, question everything. And that we do, because I've got that analytical mind to where I'm not going down that rabbit hole to where every shadow you see or every sound you hear is a ghost or anything paranormal. I'll research what comes up, see if we can come up with some concrete evidence or possibilities. And then if I don't have any answers for it, well, if it's of a good nature, we'll post it and let you all experience what we experience. Hopefully we get it caught on video and or audio when we continue our investigations. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add. You got anything to
add? The only thing, going back, the first incident occurred. My grandmother died in 2021. She was 94 when she passed. She died, COVID was starting, but she did not die of COVID. She died of congestive heart failure. And yes, after she was cremated, her cremains were here at our house for several months before we finally laid her to rest in a cemetery back in West Virginia in August timeframe of the same year. And I've had a couple people tell me that they feel like that it's nothing malicious, that it's possibly a family member that was tasseling my hair. They're still here for whatever reason. They were tasseling my hair like a grandparent would do to their grandchild. It's just a form of love or whatever. But
it very well could be. But again, I'm not one to go down that rabbit hole. I do believe something is happening. I just wish we had more of an answer, a concrete solution on what's transpiring. Nothing's happened to me yet on that aspect. But I can't disprove or disqualify what we actually caught on video these last two times.
Yeah, our security cameras, they run 24/7, but we don't have time to check all the footage. Generally, we only check it when we feel like something happened, and we go there to try to verify.
It's time consuming.
Yeah.
If something comes up that happened or something out of the ordinary that we know is in front of a camera, we'll go back and pull the footage and review it at that time. But Well, I ain't got the time to do 24 hours of recording every day. Sit there another 24 hours to review the footage day in and day out. I mean, that's just time consuming.
Well, you are retired now.
Now,
Nice.
if we had cameras that were motion activated, which we could set these up to be, I think, I don't know. That may be a different category, but I'd rather just let them record. Maybe at some point we get something that just might be motion activated. That don't mean something could be around and it's going to activate the pickup. That's why I just like to record things as it happens. But again, thanks for tuning in and watching again. Let us know your thoughts and viewpoints on the 2 videos we just posted here in the home where we live. We do live here in Virginia, the Shenandoah Valley. A lot of history here around New Market, Virginia, the battles and everything else that went on back in the day. And who knows what it could be or from where. We just don't know. But fortunately, nothing seems demonic, evil, that a lot of people report that they experience. And hopefully it stays that way. But, time will tell. Again, thanks for watching and tuning in, and have a safe year this year coming up in 2026. Get out and investigate if you can. And if you can't, and if you're a skeptic, just have an open mind. Just question everything. If people tell you stories, listen to them. Take it for what it's worth. And life's going to go on no matter how you look at it. And you never know. You may have experienced stuff yourself that you just written off as coincidence, or it just be playing on your mind. That's why you got to look into stuff like that, because your mind can play tricks on you. But when you capture it on video, that puts it in a whole new realm. I'm going to cut it off here. I don't want to get long-winded and get this drawn out here. But again, thanks for watching.